Hi, my name is Juan Pablo. For those who do not know me, you can skip the introduction. For those that want to know more about me, I want to let you know that I am the founder and one of the instructors at Espanol and English Private Tutoring LLC. I've been teaching Spanish for more than 10 years. I have done several courses. One of those includes pedagogy from Sena University in Colombia, South America. My first language is also Spanish. Today, I'm going to talk to you about things that many courses and Spanish books do not teach, but I'm going to concentrate in three things. The first one is dates. The second one is how to tell time. And the third one, I'm going to talk to you about regular verbs, things that courses do not teach you, and things that you will not find in some Spanish books. So this is the book that I follow with my students. It's a good book. The problem with it is that it has mistakes and is missing information. Since I've been teaching, I haven't found any book that do not have mistakes or that are missing information, as I said before. For this reason, I'm going to tell you what things are missing. You are part of our program. You just have to follow the book. If you do not, you can keep watching the video and learn more about what I'm going to explain. You want to be part of our course, you can go to our website at espeng.net. Again, espeng.net. All the information is on that description. So I'm going to share my screen to explain this better. Okay, so as you can see here, this is what we are going to talk about. And the question is, do you know that there are things that Spanish books and courses do not teach? So we're going to talk about dates, telling time, and regular verbs. To make things more simple, I'm going to erase all this. And I'm going to explain you using flowcharts. Let me increase the size of the screen. So first, I'm going to talk about dates. Let me get this back here. So in English, you can say today is October 21st of 2021. Okay. So I'm going to put it here in Spanish so you can see something. Let me put that in Spanish. Hoy es Octubre, let's say October 21st, that would be Octubre 21. And let me change this to Spanish to make it easier. Well, today is October 21st of del 2020. Now, I'm going to give you another example in English. I'm going to say, for example, today is October 21st of 1999. That will be hoy es octubre 21 de 1999. Hoy es octubre 21 de 1990. Now, I want you to concentrate on this word precisely. I'm going to increase it a little bit too. Okay. So that's the main difference. So you have to pay attention to this. And this is something the book should not teach. If you have the book, this mistake appears on page 47. But basically, before, after, let's say after the year 2000, after the year 2000, and before 19, so this is what it is used to talk about the year after the year 2000 and above. And this is what it is used to talk about the year, space here, before, I mean, on 1999 and before. So the main difference is del. So when you're going to talk about the year after, on 2000 or after, you use del 2021. Okay. So this translates, today is October 21st of 2021. When you say of, in Spanish, we are saying of the 2021. This is a rule that you will have to pay attention when you are using 2000 and above. When you are using 1999 and below, you're talking about the year. Example, today is October 21 of 1999. You're saying of. In this case, it's a direct translation. You just say of 1999 and below, that's correct. But with 2000, then there is a problem there. You have to pay attention to that. The next thing that I want to explain to you is o'clock in English. And we are going to talk this time about time. So for example, I want to say it is 1 o'clock. How you will say that in Spanish? You will say it like this. Es la una en. It is 1 o'clock. So o'clock is the same as saying endpoint. So remember, it is 1 o'clock. In other words, o'clock means en punto. I can also say, instead of en punto, I can say exactamente. Exactamente. Okay. And in this case, I will change this to give you an example. It would be, es la una. Exactamente. Okay. There are two ways to say o'clock in Spanish, the same as in English. It is exactly 1 o'clock, or it is 1 o'clock. It's exactly 1, or is 1 o'clock. So this one is, it is 1 o'clock. And this one is, it is exactly 1. Okay. So exactly means exactamente. 2 ways to say the same thing. And this is on page 47. You are following the book. The other thing you need to pay attention to is, how do you know when it's evening and when it's afternoon in Spanish? Normally in English, I would say, and maybe I'm wrong, but between around 3 p.m. is considered, before 3 p.m. is considered afternoon. Between 12 p.m. and before 3 p.m. is considered afternoon. After 3 p.m. is considered evening. In Spanish, not. In Spanish, this goes according to the sunset. So if you are in the tropical, the sunset is at 6 p.m. in the tropic. So in Spanish, before 6 p.m., let's say 5:59 is considered afternoon. 5:59 p.m. and before, between 12 p.m. and 5:59 is considered afternoon. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. 6:59. 6:59 in the tropical is considered afternoon. Before 6:59 and before is considered afternoon. At 7 p.m. and after is considered night. So I'm going to put it here. So that would be 6:59 p.m. That 6:59 p.m. I'm going to put here before it will be afternoon. That would be after. Yeah, before. So in between, well, yeah, and 6:59 p.m. is considered after. So this is something that I haven't seen too much in the books, and many courses do not teach this, but keep that in mind. So in Spanish, afternoon and evening, the difference goes according to the sunset. Now, if you are in Spain, let's say, or you are in the north or south, let's say south in Argentina, in winter, the sunset is earlier. So for them, 5:59 may be afternoon and before. 6 p.m. and after could be 9 because it's already 9 at 6 p.m. in the south. So this could change. But the best way for you to understand this is to interact with the locals and see how they talk, to see what is afternoon and what is night for them. But I'm from Colombia, and I'm telling you, this is how it is in the tropical area. Now, this afternoon in Spanish means, and I'm going to say, let's going to give you an example. Let's say, I want to say it is 6:59 in the evening in English. Okay. To put it here in Spanish. Son las 6:59 de la tarde. 6. Son las 6:59 de la tarde. Okay. Now, what means afternoon? So it is 6:59 in the afternoon. Now, this is a time expression. We don't say in the afternoon. We say of the afternoon. This is something you have to learn by memory. So I want to say in the afternoon, I will say de la tarde. Here, de la. Remember, afternoon, when it comes to time, refers to de la tarde. And this is the exam. This is the exam. Now, I want to say morning, it will be de la mañana. And I want to say evening, Spanish, we don't say evening, we say night, in the night, which will be de la noche. So let's say this is afternoon. Let's put something else here. De la mañana. De la noche. De la noche means in the evening. And this one would be in the morning. Cheers. Okay, so that's how it is. So remember, before 6:59 p.m. in the tropical is afternoon. 7 p.m. and after is considered night. And also we say night, we don't say evening. Example, son las 6:59 de la tarde. So that's it is 6:59 in the afternoon. Okay. In English, will be in the evening, but I will say in the afternoon in this case. Afternoon means in the afternoon means de la tarde. In the evening, says de la noche. In the morning, it means de la mañana. Okay. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, and I will try to answer to you the basic. The other thing that books do not teach you is this expression. They don't teach it very well, and this is, if you're following the book, it's on page 48. So I'm going to put it here. This expression is eso plus time. This is an expression, which means it will be, it is around. It is around plus time. Now, this expression answers to the question at what time something happens. Here would be a qué hora something happens. So if I say, for example, at what time the concert starts, and you are not completely sure, and you can say, I think starts around 1 p.m. So to give you an example, I'm going to give you an example here. I can say, ¿a qué hora empieza el concierto? Empieza el concierto. ¿A qué hora empieza el concierto? At what time the concert starts? And I can respond to this following word. El concierto empieza a eso de la 1 de la empieza a eso de la 1 de la tarde. So we have a eso de here, and we also have time. Let's put it here in a different color. Okay. So that's the formula. A eso de, oops, I put it wrong. Change this. A eso. Would be a eso de la 1 de la tarde. Yeah. Concierto empieza. Or to make it, I can use a verb here, but I can also use the verb to be. El concierto es a eso. The concert is around 1 o'clock. I can also say that in English. Okay. So the verb doesn't matter, the verb changes. But this is the part you are looking for. So let me take this out. So this is the most important. A eso plus time. This is the formula. Okay. The next thing that the book doesn't teach is another expression. You can see on page 48. And by the way, as I said before, many books are mistakes. It doesn't mean necessarily they are bad, but the best books are on Spanish. Those books that teach you in English and Spanish, they have mistakes, and they are missing information. But it's easier for you to learn that way. I also recommend you to have an instructor to guide you as well. Now, the next expression is this one. Es la 1 más o menos. Es la 1. Okay, and this is also on page 48. Now you can say in English, for example, this in English would be, it is 1, more or less. Es la 1 más o menos. So this is easier because it's just, you can just translate it from English to Spanish. Exactly. The thing that you have to sometimes confuses people is that this expression or this expression answers to the question, what time is it? Which in Spanish would be hora es. If you're not completely sure, you can say it is 1 o'clock, more or less. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay. Now I can use this same expression to answer also the following question. Can use the same expression to answer to this question. ¿A qué hora? ¿A qué hora? So at what time something happens. Yeah. And I can use the same expression with that as well. So I'm going to give you an example with this one. You can say, be the same one as before. ¿A qué hora empieza el concierto? At what time the concert starts? ¿A qué hora empieza el concierto? Or let's say, at what time is the concert? Make it less confusing. I'm going to use the same verb we have here. Remember that the verb can change, doesn't matter. But ¿a qué hora empieza el concierto? O ¿a qué hora es el concierto? What time is the concert? Okay. Now I can answer this saying el concierto es a la 1 más o menos. Sí, es a la 1. Okay. So in other words, I can also use this same form. So ¿qué hora es? I can use that expression if I don't know the hora. What time is it? I can say at what time it is 1 o'clock, more or less. I can also say at what time the concert starts. The concert starts more or less at 1 p.m. So the same formula. Here are the examples. Now, another thing that the book or this book doesn't explain too well is that you want to refer in English to several as an event that happens the same day, but it's a repeated action. For example, I go to school on Mondays. That means every Monday I go to school. No? In English, you say on Mondays. We don't say on Mondays in Spanish. We say los lunes. We use the article, the plural masculine article los, plus the name of the day. So I'm going to put it here. Plural definite article los. Plus the name of the day. That's how we use it in Spanish. Now, Let me give you an example about this. So I'm going to use the same example I gave you before. I go to school on Mondays. Yo voy a la escuela los lunes. Los lunes. Okay. Mention this one here, so that would be los lunes. Okay. Yeah, we have the article los plus the name of the day. And the same applies for all the other days, on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays, etc. We say los martes, los lunes, los jueves, and so on. There's something else that books do not explain sometimes. And that's on page 49 if you are following this book. And that's it for today. I'm going to explain on the next video, I'm going to explain more about time and a little more detail and our regular verbs. We ran out of time, but there is a second part to this video that you can check in the description. And if you are already a student, we take care of giving you all the resources that you need to follow up with these lessons. So thank you for listening. Thank you for paying attention to this session of this explanation. If you like this video, give it a like. And you can also go to our website at espeng.net if you want to be part of our Spanish lessons. You can also, we normally teach online all around the United States, but if you are in Philadelphia, we have tutors as well that can teach you in person. Okay, have a good day, and thank you for being part of this lesson.